What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. I'm really excited for this video. It is going to be the video dedicated to the concept of encapsulation, which is one of the three big pieces of object-oriented programming. We have encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. We're going to get into all three of these, but we're going to start with the basics, which is encapsulation. And I've challenged myself to keep this video nice and simple, short and to the point, because I don't want this to become an overcomplicated concept. Overall, it's very simple and very easy to understand, so I'll try my best not to get into the weeds of things and make it more complicated than it has to be. But you know what is never complicated? That's right, Embarcadero Rad Studio. Check them out, I'll leave a link for you guys in the description. Rad Studio is the IDE of choice for C++ development. Quickly build native mobile and desktop applications from a single C++ codebase and deploy to Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android. With Rad Studio, user interface design has been made easy with hundreds of pre-built components for cross-platform development. You can easily integrate with popular source control management systems, databases, APIs, and you can make your life easier with numerous third-party extensions. Let Rad Studio do the heavy lifting when it comes to C++ development. Give it a go with a free trial by following the link in the description. The whole idea behind encapsulation is that you do not need to expose all the inner details of a class to the public world, meaning you can have stuff that's private that still affects how the class functions, but outside of the class structure, you don't have to see that stuff. A good real-world example of this is a car. And to keep this nice and simple, I'm going to even draw pictures for you guys. Wow, am I awesome or what? One day, maybe you guys can be as awesome as me, but it's going to take lots of practice. And don't even think that you can beat me at drawing, because I'm pretty much the best. Alright, so here we have this super hot sports car. It's flying down the street, and this has nothing to do with encapsulation right now, so let's just get to the point. Inside of this car, we have an engine and a bunch of inner workings and other car stuff that I probably don't understand. And we have in here a driver. So the driver does not need to understand all of the details about the car stuff. All the driver has to worry about is how to use the car. Think of the steering wheel and the pedal as like the public interface of using this car. So draw a wall here. We have the driver, and then we have the car stuff. So the engine and all that good stuff. Now the only thing the driver needs to worry about is a few things that are exposed: the steering wheel, the pedal, and blinkers and a couple of other things. So you can think of it as an interface. They agree to communicate using these tools, the steering wheel and all that stuff. Now the inner workings, the car stuff, that can be swapped out. You could switch the engine with a different type, you could turbo it, whatever you want to do to make it more beefy, more cool of a car. So the inner details of the car are hidden. This is the idea behind an abstraction. We basically abstracted away the inner details, and all you have to worry about are a couple things here and there. So the two big things with encapsulation are, one, an abstraction, which we just talked about. You don't have to know all the inner workings to use a class. The other thing is the other thing is control. The second thing is control. We can control what people who are using our class can see and what they can do with our class. So we want to stay in control. Control is good in programming. The reason we want control is not only to take over the world, but also just to ensure that people using our class are using it in a proper way. They don't need to understand all of the details. Think about it. If everybody had to understand all of the details to drive a car, they had to understand all the intricate, detailed parts of the engine, nobody would be driving. It'd be too complicated for the general user to accept. Same with classes. We want to make our classes very simple to the public eye. We achieve encapsulation in two ways. One is with access modifiers, which we talked about. That's how we can label certain things public, protected, or private. The other way is through getters and setters, which we'll be going through an example of those in the upcoming video. But this is basically methods that'll give us fine-tuned control of how our private data members are being accessed. So let's say we have some data member, and we don't want just anybody going in here and tinkering with the status, setting it to whatever they want. We want to be able to control what values go in here and how this value is presented. That is the appropriate thing to do to make our class user-friendly. So what we do is we have a getter and a setter. The getter will allow us to get that value, and it makes sure that it's presented in the right way. The setter will allow us to set that value and will ensure we're setting it to an appropriate value in the right way. So for example, we can make sure any value we're assigning to status is an appropriate status value. Maybe these possible values are bronze, silver, or gold, or registered or unregistered. Whatever it might be, we can control that inside of the setter. When it comes to the getter, we can change how the thing is presented. So maybe internally, status is represented as a 0 or a 1. But after the getter is executed, it is presented as unregistered or registered. So these are functions, and we can call them. Now the getter is going to return whatever type this is. So let's say it will return a string. The setter will take a string to set the status, like so. In the upcoming video, we're going to go through an example of creating getters and setters. It'll be nice and simple. Now, do you always have to use getters and setters? No, you do not. It's usually just if we need really strong control over a particular data element. It's very easy to pollute our classes with a bunch of unnecessary methods that don't really help us a whole lot. So my methodology is keep it simple, stupid, KISS. Don't make it complicated. Don't make it more than it has to be. So that's all I got for encapsulation. Hopefully that was nice and juicy. And in the next video, we're gonna get some hands-on practice, so go check that out, and peace out.